Mommy's putting the envelopes on the, oh no, I glued them backwards. Hello, my name is Nicole from Teacher of 20. I am a second year, fourth grade Spanish Immersion math science teacher in the state of Texas. Today I'll be giving you a day in the life look. I had gotten the idea a few days back to give my students a place to put their star cards because they don't have a specific spot to put them in, and star cards are just like my classroom incentive system. Anytime, but they're in charge of it. So anytime that I award them a star or 2 stars or 3 stars, they color it into their star card. Once they fill up the perimeter of their star card, the perimeter of the star card has the stars. And once they fill it up, they can turn it in for a prize. They can go to the prize box. They can have, a shoeless day. They can bring a stuffed animal the next day. These are all just some prizes that I have available to them. So I had gotten the idea that I wanted to put them in library envelopes, and my envelopes finally came in last night. So I got them ready last night, and I bought poster board to glue the envelopes onto. Mommy's putting the envelopes on the, oh no, I glued them backwards. Oh no. Oh man, I wanted to glue them like this.
Makes for a choice.
Okay, so now I'm going to have to take all of these out.
Oh my.
No.
That's not going to be fun.
Not gonna be fun. I accidentally glued all of the numbers.
Yeah, it's not
So my idea was that kids would have their star cards in here, and I glued the numbers here. So I had to take them all out, and now I'm re-gluing them. But anyway, this is numbers 1 through 22 for my block 1 class, and this would be for my block 2 class. And after I glue them on, I hope to go get a poster board and have a poster board for one block and for the other. And if I can get that done tonight, then tomorrow morning, which is Monday morning, I'll be able to go in and post it up on the classroom so they can just get started right away using these, because they are in dire need for a place to put their star cards. So here we go.
Bruh.
This morning I got up super early so I could beat everybody to the laminating machine. I was hoping to get the posters ready before the kids got there that morning, and I was successful. We're also learning about place value in math this week, and the anchor chart that I made last year for my place value anchor chart wasn't very good. I kind of threw it away last year, so I really wanted to make a nice one this year that I could laminate and save. So I went ahead and made a new one during my planning period today. I also I had gotten my star card posters hung up on the wall. So I explained to students right away when they got here this morning, hey, this is where you place your star card. And so students went, by groups of 2 or 3 to put away their star cards and then come back to their seat. So that way the star cards were there stored. However, I didn't have time in the morning to put titles of my block 1 and my block 2 star card storage area. So I went ahead and did that during my planning, as well as create an anchor chart for place value. And then finally today I had the idea that I wanted to store my students' water bottles in shoe rack holders. So I had hung a shoe organizer on the back of my classroom door, and I was hoping to have students store their water bottles there. I used to do this in kindergarten when I taught kindergarten, and it worked out beautifully. Students didn't have their water bottles out, desks were cleared of clutter, and they just went to the shoe rack when they needed a drink of water. However, I did not account for how much bigger fourth graders' water bottles are and how much more water they store. So I was calling them one by one, just like I did with the star cards later on in the day. I was calling them one by one to place their water bottles in the water bottle holder, and lo and behold, everybody kept saying, I think it's gonna fall, I think it's gonna fall. And I was like, no, it'll be fine. I used to do this in kindergarten, guys. You guys are overreacting. It will be fine. And sure enough, when we placed the last water bottle there, thankfully everybody was away, and it was just me next to the door, and they all fell. It made a big mess, and everybody was, you know, rowdy and laughing and oh my God. So I had to kind of calm everybody down and kind of tell them that they were right and I was wrong, which is another part of teaching, that you just sometimes you have to admit to your students that you're human and you make mistakes. So I opted to discard the shoe rack idea. I think I'm gonna use that shoe rack. It's gonna stay there, and I will store headphones on there because I think that's a good use for it. I currently have headphones in this basket, and they get all wrapped up in their cords. So I think this will be a nice place to put individual headphones. That way students can just grab them. And then as far as water bottles, I will either just leave it as is, where they store it on their desks, or come up with a different plan at a later time. And then finally, after school, I worked on a verbs chart of the verbs that we've already learned this year. It's early in the year, so we haven't learned very many verbs, but I did want to give students kind of like a reference anchor chart for how to conjugate verbs, because a common theme last year was that because I am a Spanish immersion classroom, I'm the only one speaking Spanish to them. They don't really have like a lot of native Spanish speakers within the classroom, so I have to do a lot of modeling, and the students ultimately didn't know that they had to conjugate their verbs through no fault of their own. So like, for example, they would say something like, I to be hungry instead of I am hungry. So as a native language speaker, you know that doesn't sound right because you've heard it all your life and you just innately know how to conjugate verbs. Well, when you're a second language learner, that doesn't come to you innately. It doesn't not sound right because you've never heard it sound anyway. You know, you're learning. So my goal this year is to kind of, I guess, be more proactive in putting up anchors around the classroom that will help with the acquire Spanish language. So yes, it was a long day, but I did get my place value anchor chart done, and I got my verb anchor chart done, so I'm hoping that students refer to that often. The water bottle shoe rack holder thing was not a success, so we're gonna put a hold on that, but thankfully I found another use for my shoe rack, which is storing my headphones there, so that's a plus. All in all, I felt like it was a pretty productive day. However, I did get up very early this morning, and I was rushing to use the laminator and get the posters laminated before the students got there, which did happen. When I get in these like modes where I'm wanting to get something done, like last night I was working on the posters, and then this morning I woke up early, so I'm hoping to just take tonight to just kind of relax and chill, and then just have a more relaxed, low-key day tomorrow with my students. So hopefully that happens. Thanks for joining the vlog, and thanks for joining me on a day in the life of a fourth grade teacher. Please give me a thumbs up. Comment on what hacks you find useful in your classroom. Please subscribe to the channel if you like the content, and I'll see you next time. Bye.